Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Through the Player's Eyes podcast presented by US Sports Agency. And today I have the pleasure to have with me Camilo Ocampo. Welcome, Camilo.
Thank you, Kata.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. What about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Today I'm going to give a little introduction about you, and after that you can start talking about yourself and presenting yourself more to the people.
Okay.
So you're originally from Colombia,
Yes.
started playing soccer in Colombia, and moved from Colombia to play to Pathfinder FC.
Yes.
After that, you transfer here to Eastern New Mexico, and now you're going to Western Iowa Tech Community College. So can you walk us through about yourself, make a little bit introduction about you?
Okay. Well, I'm Juan Camilo Ocampo. I'm from Pereira, Colombia, and I started playing football like since I was 5, 6 years old, and I started more like to do something, not like as a professional way. And then by the pass of the time, I started to see that I can do things with football, and now I'm here. Thank God, I had the opportunity to play for Pathfinder, and that I found the agency to find a university for me.
How was that step playing, growing up in Colombia, and after that moving to Pathfinder?
Well, of course, it was like something crazy for me because I was playing, in Colombia, like thinking how I was gonna do at that time if keep playing soccer or studying, because doing both things there is complicated. But then the opportunity of Pathfinder came, and I did a really good showcase there, and I get the opportunity to play. And it was hard at the beginning because when I arrived, I wasn't in the best shape, and the practices were hard for me. But now I'm very grateful to play for Pathfinder, and I'm very excited for what is coming next.
You've been here in the States already for about 2 years, right?
Yeah, like year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty close. How your English is pretty good. Can you tell me how was like the transition? Coming back from Colombia, where you speak Spanish,
Yeah.
and kind of how did you learn English? Or how was your English before you got here?
To be honest, my English compared to my classmates, my English was one of the best ones of our classroom. But then when I started studying English, like besides the high school, my English was like a basic one. And then when I arrived here and I met Kevin Driver of Pathfinder,
Yeah.
he talked to me and I was, what is this English? I
Yeah.
don't understand anything, and I was, nah, I need to study more. But I think with the year and a half that I'm here, I've improved a lot. But at the beginning, my English was basic, but very basic English.
Was still basic compared to the people here in the United States, but was like better from
Yeah.
the environment that you were back home. So do you think that kind of advantage helped you for you to adapt to this culture more and for in order you to play?
Yeah, I think that helped me a lot because I had friends that if they came to play here, they will be like it will be hard for them to talk in English or at least say like something, like "man on" or something. It will be hard for them, but uh, I think they can do it. But of course, it was an advantage for me to know at least like a little bit more of them compared to them.
Because that basic stuff can help, translate to the pitch. If you can communicate with
Yeah.
your teammates, that helps you play better, right?
A lot. And also the English classes that I took, it helped me a lot to
Yeah.
know more words.
So now we talk more a little bit about off of the field. How can you tell us how was the transition on the field? What kind of say is like the biggest difference between the football in Colombia to first of all to Pathfinder that you guys played in the UPSL?
Well, uh, I think the level is pretty similar, but when I arrived here, I don't know, I had the thought that here they will be worse than in Colombia. But then when I started training, I was like, damn, they are very good, and I think I don't know why the velocity, like here the football has a lot of transitions, and in Colombia it is like we build the plays and we play like with more calm. But here the transitions is a lot of running, and you need to be in a very good shape to play here.
Because the football is more direct, right?
Yeah, it's more direct compared to Colombia. Of course, in Colombia there are a lot of clubs that play direct, but it's not the usually thing that they do.
Okay. So can you walk us through how was like, for example, a day in your life because you were studying high school,
Yeah.
at your year at Pathfinder before coming to college, and at the same time I know you were going to language school, you were learning English. Can you walk us through your day in the life at Pathfinder?
Well, like I woke up in the morning. I don't know, like 8, 9. Wow, no. When I was studying English, I woke up like at 5:30, 6 a.m. And then we go to classes from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Then we arrive at the place of Pathfinder at 4, and then we practice at 4:30 to 6:30. Then we eat something, the dinner, and then if I can, I went to the gym. But if I was tired, I didn't go and just sleep. And then the other day the same.
Sounds like you really had a packed day, like a pretty busy day from morning
Yeah,
till the end.
but that was not all the days of the week. It was just 2 days, maybe 3 days of the week, but not more.
So if you have to take a key moment from all your period from Pathfinder, what would be the best moment that you remember, like the best highlight they have from there?
I, of course, I had very good matches, but the one that I remember a lot, it was my first match. Like I arrived Thursday, and then the Sunday I was playing, and I scored a goal. And when I scored, I was like, thank God, I was very happy. And my family was watching it, and then they sent me a video of how they react to my goal, and that was very amazing. All the people saying, "Yeah, Camilo, you scored," and like that. And also we won 8-1, and so it was a perfect day for me.
Perfect day, goal included,
Yeah,
perfect score. Your family was watching it.
yeah, almost they clean sheet, but they scored one goal, and yeah,
Cannot be everything perfect, right?
yeah, of course.
So, going wrapping up this period over there, your season finished around April, around May. After that, what were your intentions? Where were you there mentally? Did you know what you wanted to do after that?
To be honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had the interest of keep playing there, if it can be playing with a club and studying English, or playing college soccer. And then I talked to you, and you tell me that you can help me with that. And now I'm here with the agency and in the university.
How does how does how was that process? Because I remember you started your recruiting process pretty late. Most of the people they're already committed by March, by April. You already know now that you understand more.
Yeah,
But you started searching for a school in June.
in June, yeah. Well, it was hard because we didn't know anything about it, and then you tell us like we are late for doing this process, but we can help you. And to be honest, everything went really good. Everything was fluent with the processes of the papers, of the translations, of the transcripts, and also I did good in my English test. So everything went perfect to be here in the university playing, and it was very good for me.
You signed with ENMU, with Eastern New Mexico, in the NCAA Division Two, 2 weeks before their season started.
Yeah.
I remember you signed with them July 15th, and they were starting the preseason August 1st. Can you tell us how were you mentally, in what situation were you mentally over there, and how prepared were you for that transition to college soccer?
Uh, I was not prepared. To be honest, I was not expecting to be starting training in 15 days or 3 weeks, and I was in a bad shape because I wasn't jogging or doing anything because I wasn't expecting to be playing. I didn't do a preseason, and then I arrived here. I arrived like one week later. And then I started practicing, and my legs were dying at every moment. It was very hard for me, but then when I get myself good in a good shape, it was really good, and I enjoy it a lot, all the practices and everything.
What was the biggest thing that surprised you when you got into the college soccer game?
Pretty much the same that Pathfinder. Like I was expecting a same level of Pathfinder, but then I came here and the level improved. Also the players, like they were strong, the passes, the velocity of everything. Also the coach, he was like a hard person. Like he told you to run all the training, and it was hard for me. Like I have done it before, but I'm still impressed of the how hard it was at the beginning. But I like it. I like the challenges.
So, what are your opinions and what are your thoughts about the college soccer system? And if you can explain us how it works.
Okay, so the fall season starts in August and goes until November, more or less. And you know the characteristic of the season is that you play a lot of matches in in short periods of days. You know, playing like Wednesday or Thursday, and playing again the Saturdays. And you know, it is hard for the players, also for the staff, to prepare the season with those short periods of days of resting. You know, the practices, the people that didn't play a lot of minutes, and the troubles, who troubles with the team. And to be honest, I like it because if you are in shape and you can play the matches, it will be very good for you because you're getting minutes and you're getting your highlights when are you playing, and you can perform in a good shape if you play all the minutes. Also, you need to take care of your body, so you feel like pretty much like a professional player, but also you know that you are a college player. Also, not only the soccer part or the football part, also we talk about the academic part because at the same time that you're playing, traveling, practicing, you need to have good grades, you need to attend classes and everything. You will say, I can do all this, or but by the pass of the time, you know that you can and you can get high grades while you're playing very good. So I like a lot this system, and I think in the future I will be one of the a good players that has a good GPA.
So, do you think, for example, in terms of getting you a new offer, because we're going to talk in a little bit about it, about you transferring now to a junior college, do you think keeping good grades that helps you in order to get recruited to another team?
Yes, of course, because the coaches will look at that, will say, I have these two players. This one has a low GPA, but he has good minutes. But this one has pretty much the same minutes, but he has a better GPA. I would, if I was a coach, I would choose the person that has higher GPA because if that demonstrate that he is a good athlete, but at the same time he's a good student, and that will help the GPA of the team. Also, if I have a good GPA, you can get academic scholarships, and that says that you are a responsible person and that you can do a lot of things at the same time while you're practicing, you're traveling. You can have your notes in a good way and having a good GPA while you're doing all that stuff.
So, your first season in college soccer, you know, all the paperwork for you in order to get into the league, into the NCAA, came a little bit late, so you were not able to play majority of the season. You were a redshirt your freshman year. That is okay. So, you know, in some cases, that happens a lot. You know, even though that they're eligible to play, a lot of coaches decide on freshmen to take some more time in order for them to develop for next year. What is the big, for example, takeaway from you that you have to give to someone that after this season that you did?
Of course, after doing a red shirt, you will think that it is like a year lost or that you lost your time in the practices, and maybe if you have to traveling with the team. But I would say that I would take with me the experience, because it was my first year, starting the practices, the if I had to travel, the travel, and that experience will help me in the future when I'm playing and when I'm performing good. So that would be like the big thing that I would take with me, the experience and all the things that I would know in the future for my future career in college soccer, and also uh, the the level of or like watching how the teams play and how what can I do to be a better player, and also in the future if that year I can take it again with a master's degree or doing or going to another university and do my master's degree.
Going on that topic a little bit, a lot of people think that they lose a year because I got redshirted and then play whatever. But at the same time, what they know because of the eligibility clock, you can do 4 years. For you can play 4 seasons in 5 years, and this leads you to do a master. What are your intentions after that? Do you want to do a master, and if so, in what are you interested in doing it?
I'm interested do it a master's, but I don't know yet like what I'm gonna do. And also, like to be honest, I'm not that person that thinks that it is a 1 year like that I lost. I think it's like 1 year of learning and getting experience. Then in the future, I would say, yeah, thank God I didn't I wasn't angry and I was giving my best in the practices. I was I was happy all the time of being training, also studying in another country like United States. For me, it is a big opportunity, and I cannot like throw it away just because I'm not playing. There's a lot for of things like my dad's working for me, giving me the uh, the economic support. Also, I'm far away from my family, and that is hard for me. But I'm saying that also makes me uh, give the 100%, and if I can, the 200, 300, the 1,000% of me. So I would say that year is more like experience, and also I think that I would like to do a master's degree. I'm looking what I can do about it, but I don't know yet what will be my master's degree.
First, your focus is to finish college, and after that, you
Yeah.
take away. Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's a really good way, to view it, because even if the situation is not ideal or something that you will have imagined before, you still have to make the best out of the situation. So that's a really good, positive way to see it, and it's something that I recommend to all my players and everyone that is trying to go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
And going back a little bit in time, now that you're gonna move to Western Iowa Tech Community College, what are your goals for next year? Because this year was a rest year. What are your goals for you next year?
Well, of course, I made this move to get more minutes, to play more minutes. Also, I want to have a high GPA, like if I can get it higher, and play a lot of minutes, perform well, um, get my highlights, and maybe in 1 year transfer to another D2 or why not a D1 if I can, and looking for the best opportunity for me, and also know more places of the country like Iowa. I haven't been there yet. And also like knowing more people that maybe in the future they can help you, and of course give the best of me for my family, for me, for my future. So it is more like maybe like a step back, but to project me like in a higher way.
Because sometimes you have to take one step back to make two forward, right?
Of course.
So in 1 year, pretty much, you're gonna be in between three states. You moved from New York now to New Mexico and after to Iowa. What is the biggest culture shock from you coming from New York to here to New Mexico? First of all,
Well, of course the place like here, it is like It's not that big like New York, of course, but I'm a person that doesn't matter if I'm in a big city or uh, like another city like with less things to do because I'm like a calm a calm guy and I can be wherever it takes or wherever I need to go. But of course, there's a big difference, coming here. Also, the place that I was in New York, it was not the it was a good place, of course, but compared with the facilities of the university, it is very different. And here you have the all the buildings, the cab and everything. So it's more like if I have to say, of course, I prefer the city of New York. But if I have to say where I have to be, like the facilities of the club or the university, I prefer to be here, of course. And let's see what happens in Iowa if I like it more or I like it less.
That's a big thing that I want to talk about because a lot of people that they come here to United States, they come to study and to play soccer at the same time. And a lot of times you don't think about how the facilities are going to be. Tell me, were you surprised? How did you like it over here? Like, were you thinking this is going to be that big or is going to be so much money invested for athletics?
Well, of course, you say if I'm paying all this money, I will expect the best for me because, coming from Colombia, the currency is pretty different. But then when I arrived, I saw the things how it was and that I was paying like a cheaper or see a cheaper way or a cheaper place, and I said, nah, this is pretty good and I can adapt to this. If I'm paying for this, I have to make it worth for me, not because I paid this and I was expecting like a better thing. I'm not gonna be performing well or giving my best. Of no, I'm the person that if I'm paying for this, I will give the best for me, even if I'm there in bad conditions. But that's not the case. I'm in a very good conditions, and I think that helped me a lot to give my best in all the things academically and uh, in football. So I would say like don't have the higher expectations. Have high expectation, of course, but if it's not what you were thinking, don't be mad or don't start doing bad things. Instead, you need to give the best of you.
So at Pathfinder, you play with a lot of high-level players. It's a club that develop players. In order for them to go to college soccer mainly, and even professional. You saw that a lot of your teammates they took some other routes. Some of them they went junior college straight, and some of them they went Division One. What do you think is the main difference for a player in order to go Division One?
Well, of course, I think like if you want, you can do it, but I think the mentality you need to be you need to have a very strong mentality. It's not just practicing with your university or with your club and just that. No, if you are, if you have like something that you need to improve, you need to work it after the trainings. Doing like if you need to improve your technical abilities, you need to do a training focus on that. If you are if you're not in shape, you need to focus in that. So I would say that if you want to achieve big things like going to what you want, you need to train more than you think. If you can train with your club, then go to the gym, of course, to get in shape and have a strong core, strong muscles. Eh, and if you're failing in the fitness, you need to do trainings focus on the fitness. If you're failing in the technical ability, you need to train that because I think the players that are in the one they did it and they have to keep doing it if they wanna keep performing at that level. So if you wanna achieve the one level, you need to train more than you think.
So in that training, do you think fitness is a big part of it?
Yes, of course, because as I told you, here the football is very direct, and that includes a lot of transitions like running to attack, also running to defend, and doing all those things. You need to be in a high fitness level. So that is a very important thing of college soccer.
Now touching more and with you and getting to know more to you on your personal side as well, even off of the field and about your story now that it's a really impressive story now coming from Colombia, moving to Pathfinder and now Division 2. I wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, to be honest, I haven't thought about it, but I would say, of course, as a professional, I would like to maybe work here for a year, so maybe start my own company and get an income from here, and maybe go back to Colombia and enjoy with my parents, with my family, with my friends. But I would say like finishing my career, of course, if I can keep playing, maybe not as a professional, but playing with my friends or playing in a Sunday league, I don't know, but keep relating the football with me, and also having or working in a big company, and with that income, give things to my parents, to my family, because they deserve it uh, for all the things that they have done for me. Just being happy and enjoying my life.
I see like you're a businessman. You're actually doing I like your degree international business. What would be the company that you will start?
I don't know. I don't know. I had a lot of ideas on my mind, like a clothing brand. Also, one day I thought about a perfume brand. So I don't know. Right now, I think it's like a big thing that to think right now. Right now, I'm focused on getting good grades, but maybe in 2 years you can ask me this again, and I will have like a a response to that.
Wrapping up the episode, I want to end up with some quick fire questions. I said they're quick fire, but you can develop yourself, you can express it. So I'm going to start with the first one. And is if you could change one rule in football, in college soccer right now, what rule would it be?
In college soccer, well, I don't like some things. First one is the unlimited substitutions. Like I don't know, because some coaches they do just two, three subs. So why do you have unlimited substitutions if you're not gonna use it? Also, not only in college soccer, in soccer in general, there's a lot of simulations, and I don't like that because it makes the game stop a lot of times. So I would say if you simulate something and the the VAR can check it and maybe give you a yellow card or something, because now if you touch someone like soft, they start jumping and crying and screaming, ah, and I'm like, bro, I touched you soft. I don't know why you're doing all this. And then he deserves the yellow or because of simulation, but then I get the yellow just because of that. I know maybe that's like a talent because the people can act good, but I'm saying like, come on, it's soccer. You need to be ready for all those moments and don't overreact something.
So if someone dives in a game, you will want to punish them harder, like a red card or even
Maybe
suspension games.
I think not a red card, but with a yellow card he will understand. But like the VAR can tell the referee like, hey, this guy is simulating. Come on, give him a yellow, and he will know now. And if he keeps doing it, give him the red card and 5 matches of suspension to learn.
There's actually some news in the NCAA Division One that they're gonna implement VAR in some of the conferences and the national tournament. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's gonna improve the college soccer experience, and do you think this is making it more professional?
Well, of course, it will make it better. The VAR is a tool that helps a lot the games. If there's like a pen that the referee wasn't is not sure of giving it, the VAR can help him, and of course it will improve the the college division in general. Will make it more professional. You know, when if you're playing a match with VAR, you will say, this is serious and this is, more professional, and you will like it more. And I would say, of course, it will be like a very good implementation to college soccer.
And also, there's another implementation in college soccer that they're thinking about it is to change it like to international calendar. This meaning that it's going to be like a fall and spring season, just like professional football outside of North America. What are your thoughts on it, or do you like more the fall season?
Well, I don't mind it, to be honest. I like if I'm playing like in August until November, I'm saying, oh, it's okay. But to be honest, I will like it because you will feel like you are doing like a season like as a professional player, and I would say I would like it, but I don't mind if I'm playing like as like it is right now, or if they change it.
If you could revive one day of your career, your whole playing career, but for example, you can change it for good or for bad. Let's say you missed a penalty in like an important game. What will be that situation?
Hmm. Well, maybe like it was not a match; it was a practice, like a normal practice. At that moment, I was playing as a winger or a striker, and then I started pressing the fullback or the center back. I don't remember at all. And then I I fell and my ankle, uh, like I get an injury for like a month, and I was said to don't press that fullback or center back to don't get that injured. And maybe why not? Maybe right now I'm a striker or a winger because in that injury, what happened is that I didn't take care of myself, and I gained weight. And then when I was starting playing again, I was not in good shape, and the coach told me, nah, now you have to play as a fullback. I think I don't know why, but he told me that, and then I started playing as a fullback. And at the beginning, I didn't like it, but now I'm grateful that I did that change. But at the moment, I was like, why did I do this, and why I didn't take care of myself at that moment? So I would change that.
So you were your whole life a winger, a striker, and that moment changes everything for you going back
Yeah,
to center back and or right back.
yeah, yeah. That changes everything because, like, since I was a child, like younger, a little kid, I was a winger, and my friends told me like, "You're good." I was like an electric player. I run fast. I had good technical ability, and sometimes in the breaks, like we were playing soccer, and sometimes my friends, or like not friends but people that I knew in my school, they told me, nah, you can't play with us, you are too good. And I was like, come on, it's just like to enjoy. And they didn't let me, so that change, that injury, like make a big change for me because now I was defending, I was not attacking. But then when I started playing as a fullback at the beginning, I would like it. Then I played not too much time, but some months as a midfielder, like as a defensive midfielder. And then a coach told me, nah, you're a good center back. I like you a lot as a center back. And I would say that you have to play as a center back with me. And then with that coach, I learned a lot. And since that moment, like it was what, 2019, more or less, I started playing as a center back.
So who would have thought that your career would be as a winger? I will never have imagined that. But now, thankful to that, you came here, you're center back, and if you would kept being like in an attacking position, maybe you wouldn't be here. So everything happens for good and for bad.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So now going a little bit more outside of football, if you would be, for example, in my position, that you could host a podcast with someone, any person like famous, dead, alive, who would be that person, and what would be the first question that you will ask him?
Uh, well, of course, this is uh, like a big person, I would say Cristiano Ronaldo, because uh, I watch him since I was a kid, and I watch his videos, his plays, his highlights, and I was like, this is like he's really good, and since that he's my idol. Also maybe James Rodriguez, like when I remember the 2014 World Cup.
That World Cup, he was the best.
Yeah, that goal, he was playing like he was one of the best players in the world. I remember that, and I was like, "Damn, I love you. I wanna be a friend of you." And why would I ask? I don't know. Of course, how are you to start, but then like asking for how is to be professional player, how is the life, uh, and more or less like what we're doing, like, or maybe what did you spend or what did you buy with your first salary? I don't know. I will have a lot of questions to him.
You will need more than a podcast. You need like 3 4 hours
Yeah, yeah, of
conversation
course.
long
I
with
finished
him.
the podcast and I'm gonna still
And
asking
just
him
ask him
questions. Yeah.
Yeah. So last question: if you could live in any other era or time period, what would it be?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe the around 70s to 80s, because because more or less that those are the years that my parents were born, and I would like to know how it was their life and how was the life at that time. Not a lot of technology, more like like sharing moments with your friends, with your family, and I would say I would be in those eras.
So final message for the people that's listening to us. What advice would you give like to any other international players that they're starting their journey right now, or that they're even thinking about coming to the US and they're not kind of sure about making this step to college soccer or just coming here to North America?
Well, uh, of course, if you have uh, the economic the economy to be here, like your current moment, you can come and and play in college soccer. I would say that you need to do it, because if here you will learn a lot of things, not only as a player, of course, as a person and as a student, and it will make you improve in all the aspects of your life. So I would say if you can come and do it, then you won't regret it, and it will give you a lot of your opportunities in the future. And if you are gonna do it, don't be afraid of trying things or do things, uh, and give yourself at every moment.
So in this whole process, this is the last question. In the whole process, what's one lesson that you learned and you want to share with everyone?
Well, I would say to be patient. Like, if something is for you, it will arrive. Even if you want it now, the time of God it's perfect, and it will arrive when it's the perfect time. Because as a lot of times I have been like sad or depressed and thinking about leaving soccer or leaving football, but then the opportunity comes and I'm again um, excited about the future. So I would say to be patient and don't try to do things faster. Like, be patient, wait. Of course, give your best every day and enjoy every moment of your life.
Camilo, this is the this is the end of the episode. Thank you for being the second guest and through the Player Size podcast presented by US Sports Agency. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you for being here with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Um, very grateful to be the second guest, and I enjoyed a lot this moment of talking. And why not? Maybe in the future we'll do another one. And thank you for all the things that you have done for me.
Thank you.